What's up? This is Ben from WODprep, and in this video, we are gonna outline the perfect CrossFit pull-up progression. So if you're a CrossFitter and you wanna go from not having any pull-ups to being able to do competition butterfly chest-to-bar pull-ups, if you're trying to learn the perfect pull-up progression throughout that entire journey, or maybe you're halfway there, this is gonna be the perfect video for you to show you how to develop CrossFit style pull-ups. Now, really quick, I am not associated in any way, shape, or form with CrossFit. I'm just presenting it as how we can approach the sport, and I am not affiliated in any way with them. So these opinions are my own. They are WODprep's opinions and no one else's, and I just want to make that clear. All right, really quick, if you are trying to learn these pull-ups, especially if you're trying to learn your first strict pull-up, maybe you're working on kipping pull-ups, or heck, maybe you're someone who needs butterfly pull-up help, I have a free training guide for each one of these people. Go to wodprep.com/pullups and you can download either one of those training guides completely free. So I'm really excited to coach you, and I hope you go grab that now, and then let's get into the training. So I just want to say, so many people do this wrong. A lot of people, a lot of athletes, when they've come to me or I've coached them in the past, I see people trying to take shortcuts and try to start learning, let's say, butterfly chest-to-bar pull-ups before they even have kipping pull-ups figured out. Or maybe they're trying to learn kipping pull-ups, but they can't even do a strict pull-up. So today I'm gonna try to set the record straight and walk you through step by step how I lead someone from no pull-ups whatsoever to competition butterfly chest-to-bar pull-ups. So let's get started. Step number one is get strength. So it's very important before you start worrying about kipping and butterfly pull-ups, you have to make sure that you have the requisite strength to get strict pull-ups. So in order to do that, we can do things like pull-up negatives. We can do things like band pull-downs. We can do things like jumping pull-ups. There are so many different options that we can do to develop our strength, but the goal before moving on to anything fancy like kipping or butterfly, the goal is to get at least 4 completely strict, full range of motion pull-ups. So there's a big difference between doing 4 pull-ups like this and doing 4 pull-ups where we go all the way down and all the way up. So I encourage you, please focus on developing strength first before you worry about the kipping. Step number 2, so we've already learned 4 strict pull-ups. Step number 2 is to learn how to kip. Now, when I say kip, that doesn't mean I'm trying to develop a full kipping pull-up. Instead, what I want you to learn is what it feels like to kip properly. We need to loosen up your shoulders. We need to teach you what it's like to actually get your swing going so that you can combine your strength and the kip to make a kipping pull-up. So step number 2 is to practice kipping, not necessarily kipping pull-ups, just the art of kipping. And the way you can do that are beat swings, hollow rocks, Superman holds, things like that on the ground that will teach you the 2 different positions, the hollow and the arch. So once you learn the hollow and the arch position and you can do them maybe with a little bit of elevation on the bar, then we can move on to actually developing a kipping pull-up. Step number 3 or level 3 is finally we are going to learn kipping pull-ups. So that means we have the body control and body awareness to do a kip and then use that combined with our strength to create a kipping pull-up. Remember, it's really important. We have to make sure our swing is correct and then have perfect timing to pop our hips and then finish with that nice strong pull. If you're trying to string together multiple kipping pull-ups, then you have to make sure that you kip very strongly, you finish with the pull, and then you have the body control to set yourself up for the next rep. So first, I would start by learning kipping pull-up singles. So don't start trying to string together a bunch in a row. Start by just doing singles one at a time. So jump up to the bar, get your kip going, and do 1 rep, and then drop. Repeat that until it's very, very easy for you to get up to the bar. You can even try kipping chest to bar that way. So do 1 single rep at a time, get really, really good at it, and then you can move on to hitting multiples in a row. Now, really important to note, while we're doing this, it's really important that you don't ignore strict. So some people, as soon as they move on to kipping, they never do a strict pull-up again in their life, and they actually forget how to do it. Don't be that person. Make sure that you're still developing strength by doing strict pull-up work. Because if you forget to do the strict pull-up work, then it's really going to limit the amount of kipping pull-ups you can do. As you get stronger, your kipping pull-up potential will get better. So once we have the singles figured out, then the next step, we can call this step 3.5 or level 3.5, is to do unbroken sets of kipping pull-ups. So that's where, again, we get up to the bar and then we're able to push away and get back into the proper positioning to keep the reps going. What you can do once you get good at just normal kipping pull-ups unbroken, you can start trying to string together kipping chest to bar. So that instead of just getting your chin above the bar, that means you're hitting the bar at or below your collarbone. And that just requires a little bit of extra hip pop, a little bit of extra strength at the top. My goal for you is not to move on to the next level, which we're going to talk about in a second. Don't move on to the next level until you have 15 unbroken kipping pull-ups. Or even better, 10 unbroken kipping chest to bar pull-ups. Once you have that, then you can move on to level 4. Level 4 is butterfly pull-ups, which are totally different. So we're not going to get into the intricate details of butterfly pull-ups today. You can look at my other video. I have a complete butterfly pull-up video that's already on YouTube that I posted a while ago, and that's really good for teaching you how to develop the butterfly movement. But really quick, I don't recommend learning butterfly pull-ups unless you are trying to compete. So if you're someone who's very interested in your open score or likes to compete in local competitions or really wants to take your performance to the next level, then sure, butterfly pull-ups can be a great way to get more pull-ups done in a short period of time. But if you're just doing CrossFit or doing functional fitness to get fit, then there's really no point in doing butterfly pull-ups in my opinion. They do put a little bit more stress on the shoulders, and if you happen to mess up, you can hit your chin on the bar a lot more easily. You can fall through and do some damage to your shoulders more easily. So from a coaching perspective, I always recommend my athletes stick with strict and kipping pull-ups. And if you want to do kipping chest to bar, unless you are really trying to be a performance athlete, you don't need to worry about butterfly. That's just my opinion. But if you're ready to learn butterfly, make sure you check out my other video. It might be on the sidebar, suggested for you, or check the description below this video where I will have a link and you can go watch that butterfly pull-up progression. And then the last step, this is the apex of functional fitness or CrossFit pull-ups, and that is the butterfly chest to bar. So the difference between a butterfly and a butterfly chest to bar is just simply how high we get and the timing of the pull and the scoop and all that. So if you want more information on how to develop these higher level pull-ups, or if you're trying to learn strict or kipping, make sure you go to WODprep.com/pull-ups and I will teach you, depending on which stage you're at, I will teach you how to learn that pull-up. So I hope that you like this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did like it, thumbs down if you didn't. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. If you don't agree with some of the things I said, that's totally fine. I just want to hear your side of the story. But before we go, question of the day. What is your favorite TV show? So favorite TV show of all time. For me, it's a show called The Unit. It's not going anymore. It only had a couple seasons, but it was really freaking cool, and it was about special forces, and it was probably totally unrealistic, but I loved it. So The Unit, that was my favorite one, and probably followed up by 24. So you can see what kind of TV shows I like. But what's yours? Leave a comment below. Peace.